YouTuber Tisa Challz is going off the rails after NBC News cooked Jay-Z's Accuser.
So I say all this to say, okay, if you guys were watching live yesterday, 2003 is the year I believe all this happened. 2003.
What up, where's your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Gang, first let me start to say this. I like Tisa Challz. I have no problem with Tisa Challz. I watch her content. She is one of my peers at the moment. She has a much bigger fan base and she's doing it at a higher level than me. I'll give her that salute. And I do not have any, if many, problems with the way she displays her content and does what she does on her channel. So this is not a takedown of Tisa Challz, but what I do want to say is Tisa Challz, I don't know if it's an OCD or ADHD, but she low-key is spiraling right now with this Jay-Z thing. I'm just going to be honest. Tisa was the forefront of the Diddy. She spearheaded the stick Diddy with the poker. She was after Diddy soon as this thing dropped. She'd been on that dude before it actually dropped. She just has a couple people that she's like the industry. Like, she's going to clean up the industry, gangster. I'm just going to be honest. But in this instance, and I just have to tell you that I feel like her heart is in the right place. She's spiraling, gang. I'm just going to be honest. I'm looking at this whole Jay-Z thing. Now, you already know, if you watch my channel, I was super duper hamburger when Jay-Z Accuser went on NBC News and literally perjured and played herself in every single kind of way, because I do not feel that Jay-Z had anything to do with anything she was saying. And as a matter of fact, the way he took the stance where let's take it to court, sucker, and he was like, yeah, do a criminal lawsuit, and people were like, oh, he never really denied doing it. It doesn't matter the wording, gang. Let me just say this. I want to say this. People try to keep anybody that does any kind of apology, it doesn't matter how they format the apology. People are going to pluck holes in it. Well, he didn't say this. Well, he said that, but look at what he said after. Like, they're going to pluck. If they don't want you to be innocent, they're going to pick your apology apart. It doesn't matter how you word it. Jay-Z worded it. He did not address the accuser. He didn't even address the accuser. Yes, because he knew the girl was autistic. He knew he's not going to address her because all it's going to do is focus on that girl now. He didn't want to make it about her. He wanted to make it about Tony Busby being a slime ball lawyer. But a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like his apology, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't an apology. It was a denial of the charges. So when he did his denial of the charges, I was impressed because I said he responded immediately. He didn't let it build up. He came straight for the lawyer's neck. He said, I'm going to be on your ass. And exactly what he did. He was the anonymous person having the lawsuit against Tony Busby. We found out after Tony Busby named him in the civil suit with him and Diddy allegedly doing things to this 13-year-old girl. Now, what had happened was Tony Busby messed up and let this girl go on NBC News. NBC News asked her the right questions, which were the basic questions that you're supposed to ask. The girl answered them ridiculously. She literally perjured everything she said. It all looked weird because everything that she said never happened. And so people that wanted it to be true had to do one of two things. Either eat it and say, okay, it was not true, this girl is lying, or they did what a lot of them did, is started scrambling, trying to pluck holes in the NBC News coverage. Instead of saying, okay, this girl sounds ridiculous, the story is dumb, they tried to pluck holes and blame NBC News. But that's the world we're in right now. Like, when you go on a debate these days, right? Let's say a certain presidential candidate goes on a debate, starts lying, and then when the moderator checks him and points out the lie, the people watching that want that person to win will go after the moderator. Instead of saying, he actually lied, they go after the moderator for pointing out the lie. This is the weird, wacky, bizarro world we live in. This is not my world. This is a new world. I don't know how this world came to be, because back in the day when they caught you lying in the public eye, you automatically were not trustworthy anymore, and your word didn't mean anything, and you lost whatever case you were trying to do. Now, when they catch you lying, they go after the person who pointed out the lie. It's just weird, gang. I don't know how we got here, but this is where we are. So this is where Tisa Challz is at. Tisa Challz is spiraling something awful because she wants Jay-Z to be guilty. She needs Jay-Z to be guilty because, let's face it, These numbers are up. Covering this Puffy, Diddy, Jay-Z, it's crazy, right? And all of the people that want Jay to be guilty, they're in her comments. It looks crazy. Gang, listen, if you told me, and I want to talk about all this, the stuff that this girl got wrong, if you told me somebody would say, I was sexually assaulted, but then everything they said about the sexual assault was wrong, I would be like, yeah, that didn't happen. No, not the Tisa Tales squad, not Tisa Tales, not the people in her comments. Oh no, this must be a lie. The news covered it wrong. They're mad at NBC News for asking her questions. They're mad at Tony Busby for not getting in front of it and not letting her do the interview. They don't want the truth, gang. Why would they want the truth? Why would Tisa Tales want any of this to be true? She's blaming the news for almost taking advantage of a chick that has cognitive issues. The girl is autistic, and she banged her head and different things like that, so her memory is whatever. Right there, that should negate a lot of the stuff she's saying, but no. You got to put on kid gloves and actually forgive these things. So this girl, everything she's saying is wrong. So now Tessa Tales has moved everything and shifted it so the girl could be right. Oh no, Tessa Tales has found out that it's not in the year 2000. It was in the year 2003 when Diddy had a party after the VMAs. And no, the two guys that she said she was talking to, the Madden brothers, they weren't at the 2000 VMAs, but they were at the 2003 VMAs. So that must be the one. So she wasn't 13 no more. She was 16, right? Tessa Tales is saying she may have thought it was a White House because everyone was in all white because it was a white party and the lights were bright. So that made her think it was a White House. Everything has to change now and be shifted into making it, it really happened. So Tessa's like, the case is going to go forward. I'm going to get this information to Tony Busby. She's up all night. She's yawning. She got the whole thing, an hour, 40 minutes, and she's just going, right? And I'm sitting here watching this. I'm like, is somebody buying it? Like, are they buying this? They're buying it, gang. They're all, go over there. They're all in the comments. Yeah, Tisa, thank God you're on the investigation. Thank God you're on the case. Without you, I don't know what we would do, right? She's going to prove that Jay-Z did it. He didn't do it in 2000 when the girl said she was there. She got driven down there in 5 hours. No, he had to do it 3 years later. And when she was 16, not 13. Oh, yeah, she had to be talking to these guys because this girl, Tisa, really went and found out which VMAs they was at and then started to build around that one, right? The father said, I don't remember, right? So now Tisa's going to say, well, he may not be having his memory. He may be having cognitive issues too. So now both of these people, we're supposed to build a case around a girl who all the stuff she remembered was wrong. And then her father said, well, I don't remember it happening. So now Tisa's like, well, baby, his memory is messed up. So this is where we are. We're going to come. You trying to get Jay-Z to be guilty of a crime where the girl, all her memories are wrong, and the dad, all his memories are wrong, but you're going to make it right. Right? You're going to pinpoint Diddy's house. She's going through every house Diddy ever had. Well, he used to have one in New York. He used to have one in Jersey. He used to have one in Bergen Line. Like all these different places, right? He had all these houses. She's trying to pinpoint it. She done found the daggone party planner. What's her name? Jennifer Rosenblum or something like that. She's the party planner. $1 million party. She does $500 million party. She did the party before and she did the party after, right? So now we're going to hunt down the party planner, right? All of this just to prove Jay-Z did something that you clearly know he didn't do. You clearly see this girl is lying. And she's like, I can't believe how mean they're being to a girl with cognitive issues. You're not saying it. Listen, you don't have cognitive issues when you're sitting there saying, I know for 100%, I was 13 years old. I drove to New York for 5 hours and Jay-Z raped me. We're not going to do we're not hiding behind that, gang. We're not hiding. Everything about her story was wrong. That guy is going to lose his license. But somehow Tisa and her fans are they're on the case, gang. They're hunting down everything, all of the MTV, all of their files have been deleted mysteriously, right? So now maybe it is true. It is weird that MTV is deleting all their records, all their files, all of their old videos, everything that used to be in regards to the MTV Music Awards, all of that. Maybe Diddy's nefariously paying them off, or maybe they don't want nothing to do with this shit. Because people like you going to go through every single video and try to point out, that's the Jonas Brothers. That's all day with this nonsense, gang. This shit's getting weird. I'm just being honest. And if I was them, I would delete that shit too. I'm like, I'm sick of y'all picking through it. If you're gonna find it, go find it somewhere else. They picking through it, trying to put did all these internet sleuths. You know how many times the internet be wrong? Right? Remember when Young Dolph got killed? And the internet pointed at some guy? He had did it. Remember when XXX Tentacion got killed? They pointed to some kid. He was a young rapper. Every time they do it, it's wrong. Every time it's always wrong. But somehow Tisa Challz is telling you Diddy, and even at this new party that Diddy supposedly have, Jay-Z not even there. They're not even pinpointing him no more. It's getting so wacky that they're removing Jay from the whole thing, right? So now it has to have happened, but they can't pin Jay no more, but they still trying to make this whole thing happen. I get it that you're going after Diddy, but you're going after Jay at the same time. And that's where the problem is. I don't care what you're doing with Diddy. The simple fact of the matter is it's clear that this stuff is wrong. But she's moving the timeline. She's moving people around. Eminem was performing outside at 03. She got the date. She wants us to give the girl some grace. Anytime a victim has had an issue, some of the events move around. All of them moved around though. Like everything she said is wrong. So everything moves around, and we're still supposed to have a trial and sit back and like, well, let me hear your story. As they've coached her around, instead of saying it was 2000, which she said it was, now you're going to coach her that it's 03, and Eminem was performing, and the Madden brothers was there talking to. Now you want to move it all around, and you want to coach her to say that shit too, right? This is where the problem comes. This is where the problem comes. Because before Busby put this thing together, he was supposed to get all them details, not let it come out and then get completely obliterated and then you're scrambling trying to fix it. No, that's not how this works. So Tisa Challz is having a blast, shuffling all these pieces and doing it live and letting her fans go in. Yeah, Tisa, we need you on that wall. Yeah, you're get this to Tony Busby immediately. Get it to him for what? This dude's about to be out of here. What we getting him? What you gonna send him? All this conjecture and all this made up nonsense? And let's just be honest. This guy went after Jay saying this girl was 13 years old. If she was in 03, she was 16. It's a whole different case we're talking about. And now you want that to just, the case to go forward. Let's just move forward. Bounce around with these goofy ideas. No, he filed paperwork. He supposedly vetted this girl, vetted her story, vetted her father, vetted everybody. Before that went to trial, before he handed that in, and he handed it in twice because he had Jay-Z name as Celebrity A and Celebrity B with some random chick, and then he pulled it back, put Jay-Z's name on it. He had a lot of time to vet this. So you're not going to take the paperwork back again, change all these dates around, move all this stuff, and trying to get the hell out of here. You're cooked. Tisa Challz is spiraling over there, gang. She wants this to be she wants it to be true because there's a lot of reasons for it. Because once she got egg on her face because she been saying he been wrong for days. She been calling Jay-Z all kind of things for days. So now she looking crazy. So instead of being like, you know what, gang, this girl, we're going to have to pull back on this girl. No, we're going to bounce it around, shift the narrative, move it over here, make it like we want sympathy for the accuser. Fuck that. No. Because if he would have been proven guilty, you would have been making mad videos about how he's a devil and a demon and a sick individual. You would have been eating off Jay-Z for years because of this girl. But now you saw the video, you saw that she's kind of slow, and you saw her story ain't adding up. So now you're like, we need sympathy for starts talking about all this stuff about the court systems and how they treat victims. No, we didn't want to hear none of that shit. When you accuse a man, have your story together. That's the problem. I'm just going to be honest. You've been on here every single day, going live, going nuts on this guy. Then the girl does an interview. She was ill-advised to do this interview. She did the interview. She looked absolutely crazy. And we're not being mean. She's like, I can't believe how mean they're being to a girl with cognitive... Listen, a girl with cognitive issues is still a girl up there saying, I know for a fact I was touched, I was abused, they did this, they took turns on me, I ran to the gas station. Her story sounds like she thinks this really happened. It doesn't sound like somebody making up stories. This sounds like somebody who believes this really happened. So we're not going to treat her with, why should we treat her with kid gloves when she's coming out with these heinous accusations? You got to prove it. That's the problem. We just supposed to just lie down all this stuff. You know what I mean? People, look at what happened to Jonathan Majors, right? This dude career, he lost everything for this chick. And come to find out he didn't do nothing but ran from her, try to get away from her. See, this is the problem. We let people make these accusations, and then when we find out, oh, she's a little slow, so let's just be kind to her. No. Prove your story. If I get up there and sit down with Tony Busby, tell him my story time and time again, he goes and vetted all this and that. At this point, you're open to scrutiny. You're open to. We're not going to because basically he can't win the case for being normal, right? You can't say, well, let's take it easy on Jay-Z because no, he's being accused of this. He has to fight this aggressively. So we're not going to be like, oh, she's not all together there. Then don't file a lawsuit, right? I'm just going to be honest. It has to, your paperwork, everything has to, anybody normal filing a lawsuit, their story got to be together or they're going to eat it up. So he made a mistake putting her in here and she made a mistake. This is jeopardizing every single other civil case that this guy has, right? It's painful. I'm just going to be honest. Watching Tisa go down this rabbit hole. I told you, I have no problem with her. I've been watching her for a long time. She works really hard. She does what she does. But this one she's spiraling. I think she needs to move on. Go back to getting that Diddy, which is cool. That's whatever. We have no problem with that. But at the same time, I need her to understand what's going on with this case. It's over. She's stirring up. She's whipping up. I'm telling you, she's whipping her fans into a frenzy. They sending all kind of letters to the state. And it's weird, gang. They're getting ridiculous. And what's going to happen is they're going to get embarrassed. And it's going to be worse in the long run for her. Her channel's going to suffer. I'm telling you right now. She keeps going on this narrative of trying to spin this in. Well, it's a lot of weirdos. I'm just being honest. Weirdos in them comments that just don't care. She says the most zaniest stuff and they don't care. They're there for it, right? Like, it's kind of severely demented to me in a way where they have zero critical thinking over there. It's just like whatever she says, it is what it is, right? But let me know what you think in the comments. Like I said, Tisa is cool and all that, but on this, sis, simmer down, slow down. It's over. Jay is not a monster. Now she's doing Jay and Beyonce's in financial crisis. Do you really believe do you really believe Jay-Z and Beyonce is in financial crisis? Be honest. Like search your feelings, like Luke Skywalker. Search your feelings, Luke. You really think Jay-Z and Beyonce is in financial crisis? See, this is a channel. It's turning into a channel. If you hate Jay-Z and you hate Beyonce, then you're gonna love this channel. But it has little to no facts. It makes no sense, and I think she needs to slow down. Because I've seen YouTubers that was like way up, and then they go down a rabbit hole of nonsense, right? I'm not gonna name no names because people sensitive. But I've seen some YouTube, quite a few of them that go and started attacking a certain person and start going so hard at the person that some of the stuff don't add up, and then their channel looks like it has no credibility no more. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me know what you think. CLBMG. I'm gonna catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.